Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Uppy. So welcome everyone in the chat. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. Today is day 6 of our 2-week challenge. So we're on our second week. I have a very fun, just a little bit different challenge for you guys today. So I'm very excited. Welcome everyone. Megan said the sun is shining outside and she has coffee and chips with onion dip. That sounds really good. Welcome Laura. Saw some of your designs in Discord. You're doing great. We've got Aaron, Tabish. Hey Sam. All right, so welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go ahead and hop on over to Behance if you want to follow along with me. So this, as always, is behance.net/challenge/XD. And this is your homepage where you can come back here and see what each day's prompt is for you to design. So of course, this challenge started last week and it's going until Friday. And if you have not already registered, go ahead and sign up with this big blue button right there. And each day at 8 a.m., you'll get a notification in your Creative Cloud app up here that there's a new challenge and that you should come on back here and see what it is. Everyone's filing into the chat. Welcome. We've got Jay Swanson, Rosie. Hey, Rosie. We've got Shannon, Kerwin, James, Erwin, Masoom. Awesome. Lots of you guys here today. So let's, I'll give you a sneak peek at the beginning, like right now, of what we're going to do. Because I know you guys like to see the sneak peeks. So we're going to be making a smoothie machine app today. Just like a fun one. I wanted a smoothie, so this was what I decided on. So let's go ahead and preview this. This is what we're going to be making. And we're going to be focusing on sliders. So we can make this little drag animation down here, as well as we're going to be focusing on this slider right here. And not just any slider, we're doing a curved slider because you know what? We always do straight sliders and those are easy. So we're doing something a little new today. So very fun. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. And it doesn't have to be smoothies either. It can be whatever you want, just as long as you include a slider. So design the selection interface for a smoothie machine, and we're going to use sliders for the interactions. It can be like choosing a drink size, maybe type of fruit, sweetness level, things like that. And as always, if you want to grab this starter file, you can hit that Get Started button, and this will bring you over to Dropbox, and you can just hit download, direct download right there, and that will give you the starter file with a few bits of resources and stuff. And then as always, if you missed any of these from this week or last week, you can always go back and rewatch by hitting watch video right there. And of course, we want you to join on Discord if you want. No pressure, but you can sign up with this little link right here. And this is Discord. Got lots of activity going on here this week. So if you do want to get feedback on any of your work, you can post it in here, this current challenge channel. And you guys have been sharing so many designs. It's kind of hard to keep up with this week, but awesome. I love seeing your designs, giving you feedback if you want it. So we'll look at a few of these designs if we have time at the end of the stream. So you can share either here, this is Discord, or on Behance with the keyword XD Daily Challenge if you want to. So that's Discord. We're live every day at 2 p.m. Pacific, and let's dive into our design. So this is the starter file. Jean-Pierre said, hope you're feeling better today. I am feeling a little bit better today. Thank you for noticing. Yeah. And Scott, glad you're feeling better. Yay, looks like that chicken broth paid off. So funny. Yeah, feeling a little bit better today. Awesome. You guys are so sweet. So we're going to be focusing on the prototype tab up here. Normally we kind of just stay in the design tab, but today we are going to be working in here with, it's grayed out right now. We have to add some triggers, but we'll be working in auto animate, one of my favorites. So that's where we'll be focusing. And there actually was a few examples of smoothie apps. So I loved this one. This is so cute. This is by Anna. And I just love this grid of the different fruits. So cute. You can show the size, just whatever else you want to add. Maybe like if it's boba tea or something, you have those little boba balls. Show those auto animating. Like a water tracker. That one looked cool too. But yeah, make it however you want. Resource booklet, as always, you can hop through some of these tabs to see some of my favorite links and stuff. And yeah, just reading the chat. Awesome. Okay, so today's tips. So sliders, obviously a great visual way to show numerical changes. And I think just having some extra element, like I showed you, having that cup and like actually showing it fill up really adds a lot of interaction, and it's just fun and playful. I mean, who doesn't want to see that? So we could show the smoothie image growing, or maybe like some bits of fruit appearing, or the smoothie changing colors, not just for people that have color blindness or anything, but just because it's a little more interactive as well. So I have one artboard started. If you want to do a different size, you can come over here. This is the artboard icon, and you can just choose whatever size you want. I'm going to be working in iPhone XS today, but yeah. All right, so first thing I want to add, I think, is just our cup, since that's kind of the focus of this. And this, like the book yesterday, I got this from Adobe stock, and it's just like an Illustrator file with gradients, believe it or not. This is made all of just like gradients. So yeah, that was kind of cool. So you can reshape it or whatever, I guess, if you want. So we'll keep this sort of front and center. We want to add a header, of course, just explaining like what this app is about. So we'll say this is the first step, step 1. And, maybe there's a few steps like choosing the size. This one will be choosing the fruit. So we'll just say choose fruit for this step. And I've got a few character styles over here. I always have someone ask, where are all of the components? But I only give you the resource file component because I want you guys to come up with your own. So if you're looking for it, that's where it is. Okay, so the font I'm using today, this is Ariana Pro, and just wanted to do something kind of different. Normally you don't have like the arrows at the top like this, but I think it's nice because it really draws your attention to the cup and maybe the interaction there. So that looks nice. Okay, so in here, I want to show that fruit, or if you're doing boba tea, like those boba balls or whatever you want, like actually growing. So let's just add a rectangle right here. And again, same as yesterday, kind of familiar. We're gonna do a blending mode. So let's make this, I'll make this blue for like blueberries or whatever. And then I'm just gonna drag these corners in a bit, those anchor points, just so it kind of matches those curves. And then bring this down a bit and double click. All right, so I'll come over here, and under normal, I'm gonna change this to, usually darken or multiply are the best ones. I think I'll do multiply and bring this down just a bit. And it kind of depends what cup you choose, like how the blending mode looks. So just make sure if you're using a cup, you don't choose one that's too dark. Otherwise, that blending mode won't work too well. And all right, so down here, this is where I want the sliders to be. So let's go ahead, and I want this to be kind of curved just to sort of match this little like curvy sort of top up there. So let's make this menu down here curved, and I'm gonna make it pretty big because I want it to be just sort of a subtle curve right there. And let's make this light blue, how about? And I'll give this a little bit of a shadow, not too much, just a tad. Bring this up so we can see it, maybe -3, and let's try 18. And then I always change the colors of my shadows, usually always. Let's do a blue, but definitely bring this down. Let me know if the music in the background is a little too distracting. I know it's kind of jazzy right now, but yeah, let me know. Because I have the music down pretty low. Okay, so let's now add a slider. So we want this slider for just like how much fruit we want. So I had a little curved, here we go. So a curved little slider, and I want this to match just the exact radius, or just the shape, I don't think it's the radius, of this curve up here. And this is just a pen tool, but I made it a component. And then we can go ahead and copy and paste this, and I want to change this to a darker blue. So this will be the part on top that we actually drag, and the gray is sort of the background of that slider. And then we need that little drag element, so something we like kind of hold on to drag around. So that'll be this. And right now, let's say we're starting, this is like large or whatever. So we're starting with this kind of high. So we would need that to correspond the same way on our slider. So let's move this like right up there. And then I'm actually gonna ungroup this so it's not a component, that top part. And let's just add another anchor point right behind that. And we can delete this. And then there we go. So that is the basics of our slider. And like I said, today we're not doing a normal slider because that's too easy. You can if you want to. Yeah, just reading the chat. You guys are liking the music, okay. But today we're gonna be doing a curved slider. So let's zoom out a bit, see how we're doing so far. I think up here I do want to add, I had some little background elements just from a previous design because it's looking a little empty up there. And let's see, did I have a right one? Yes. Just some like sort of graphical elements. That's always my trick. Whenever there's a lot of negative space and we need to fill it up a little bit, I'll add some kind of graphical element. It usually doesn't matter too much what it is, as long as the opacity is very low behind it so you can't see it too much. And then we'll also need a menu icon, so some way to navigate throughout this. So I've got this little menu up there. Same kind of drop shadows we use here. Okay, so we've got our slider, it's looking good. Now I want to group these two elements right here. So let's just group these, Command G. And in order for Auto Animate to follow this sort of curve, we can't just copy and, here, let me show you what it looks like. Just copy and paste this. And what you would normally do is bring this over here and add another point right there. Delete those. And then you would come in here, come over to your prototype tab, drag this little trigger over. So we got the drag trigger under the interactions, and under action, tongue twister, we've got auto animate. So it'll know to slide over. But you'll see when we preview this, it doesn't exactly work how we want it to. So see how that's kind of not following that path? That would be fine if this was straight, but what we need to do, we can just delete that since we're not going to use that one, is we need the whole thing to sort of follow that same curve. So my trick for you is we just need to make another circle and group it all together. So let's just copy and paste this circle as well. I'll remove that shadow and let's just make this a different color just temporarily so we can see it a little better. Okay. So put it right exactly on top of where you want it to be, and then we'll just bring it down a few notches. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Now we want to group both of those together. And stay with me, it seems a little bizarre right now, but Command G, and then we can go ahead and make this circle a no fill so we don't see it. So now let's copy and paste this whole artboard again. Now, what we can do is just drag this over so it'll stay along that same path. And we'll still need to do one more thing, but I just want to show you the difference so far. So now if we go into our prototype tab, drag that trigger over, and we still have auto animate, same thing, and we press play, now it's going along that same path. It's a little bit off, but we could finesse that just slightly. So the only other thing that I want to change now is, see right on the left corner we have this part kind of falling off. We don't want to see that. So the only thing we need to do is add a mask. And the mask doesn't have to be anything special. We can just sort of do like a random shape around it. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Since we're not going to see it, it's a mask. And I always just make these a different color just so I can see it a little better. And then group those two, and then Shift Command M to mask. And then we just need to bring this up a tad bit right there. So the mask will stay still, and then a layer deeper, we will have our circle, and we can just kind of like a car wheel, we can drag the whole thing. So now, if we copy and paste this whole artboard, and we double click in, we select our whole circle, and then we just drag this around. Now we can put it wherever we want, and it'll work perfectly. So let's double click in and just select that little circle right there, and we can go back to the prototype tab. And this time, again, a drag trigger with auto animate. And if we press play, now it'll work. It's a little bit off there on the end, but you get the idea. And what we can also do is come back to our design tab, and we can bring the smoothie down as well. So let's bring this way down, and we'll just need to adjust kind of the edges here to make it a little bit better. Rosie said, mind blowing. Ariana, such a great tip. I'm glad I have a good tip for you guys. Yeah. And then let's see, let's bring these up a bit. Okay. And just keep it the same opacity. That's fine. And now if we drag this down, whoa, it matches perfectly. And you might notice that one thing right here, like, I wish I could zoom in on this, but, or I can right here. So this is not curved. If that really bothered you, I don't think it's a huge deal. But what you could do is just make a few shapes right here. So like this. And bring this to the front. And then just go into your Pathfinder tool up here and use this second one. And then we can just change this to the same color as the background. And again, you'd want to kind of align these up a little better. I did that kind of quick. But if you just copy and paste this on both artboards, then you'll see that that little corner will still stay kind of curved like that. So that'll help. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now I can add the bottom part right here. Okay, Gabriel asked, what plugin are you using on the left side? Plugin. Well, I'm not using a plugin right now, but these are the plugins that I use all the time. You can like screenshot that if you want to. But no plugins specifically for this one right now. So let's add, I've got some cards here at the bottom. That does not look centered. Okay. Put that there, and we got blueberries, super cute. Just some fruit from Adobe stock, and let's add a background behind this. Round those corners a tad bit, and let's make this nice light blue. No border. And then let's add some text. So we need to know what this is. So blueberries. Or let's just say blueberry. I mean, hopefully everyone knows what that is, but I think it's always nice to have extra text. All right, and then we can just group all of these together. Command G to group. And then I've got a smaller card. So this center one, I just want to stay like kind of big and focused. But for the smaller ones, or for anything else in this circle, I'll just use a smaller one. So let's say we have like a banana. And these are all Adobe stock, these little fruits. But if you don't want to cut out the background or anything, just same thing. You can use the blending mode, the multiply or like darken blending mode on those. And group those. Let's copy this text and we'll say banana. Copy that. Let's do another one. We can do avocados. I actually really do not like avocados personally, but maybe it would be good in a smoothie. I don't know. We can make this green. Avocado. All right. And all right, so we can just sort of tilt these a little bit. And same thing with these, with the curve. If you want them all to rotate on the same sort of circular curve, you could make another circle like this, group them all together, and then just put that fill to nothing, like no color. So then it would all turn at the same sort of radius. But I think that looks good so far. And we just need a little arrow on the bottom, just like this, with a little gradient. And this I did before because it was a little bit of a hassle to do that pen tool of that arrow. Okay, so that looks nice. I don't really have time to do the rest of these cards, but it's basically just auto animate. So let's just copy these, paste these over here, and we can go ahead and preview what we got. All right. So we got our little smoothie and it's going up and down. So cute. Isn't that fun? So let me know what you guys come up with. And I'll show you real quick how I did this. So down here, if you want to do this portion, you don't have to. This is all just like I've got 5 or 6 different fruit cards. And then each time you rotate to the next one, the next little card would just grow a bit. And this is using the drag trigger. So drag the whole circle, got the drag trigger, and auto animate. So same thing there. And we could just preview this whole thing. So strawberry, we've got peach, blueberry, so cute. And yeah, there we go. All right, so if you do want to export this and upload it to Behance, you can just do Command S to save. I always forget to save until the very end, of course. And you can either export it just as a PNG over here, or as always, you can just play it right here. And if you press record, then it will record you tapping around and dragging everything, all of your interactions. And you can save that as an MOV file, and you can upload it to your Behance project. So just make sure on Behance, if you are creating a case study, go over to your edit button, and in your settings, so right over here, you add the keyword or the project tag XD Daily Challenge so we can find your work and give you feedback if you'd like it. So make sure you add that tag. All right. So let's see. Okay, making sure you guys don't have any questions. Joshua said, I hate green smoothies. Me too. A little too healthy for me. I need some more sugar and stuff in there. Okay. No questions that I see right now. All right, so now one of my favorite parts of the stream, we're going to look at some of you guys' work. All right, so this is XD Daily Challenge that I'm searching. And let's just refresh, see if there's anything new. All right, I've got a few pulled up. This one was actually from last week's. This is by Akeen. Akeen, if you're watching, thanks for sharing with us. And let's take a look at this prototype. So this one was the virtual reality website that we did with a little navigator down here. And he used a 360-degree photo. This is so cool. I don't know what this location is, but it looks neat. Some kind of farm or something. Yeah, it looks awesome. So cool. You got all the points over there. Yeah, great job on your interactions. All right, let's look at, this is from yesterday. Annie Yang. She's been doing almost all of these, I think. All right, let's look at her prototype. Make this a little bigger. We've got the categories up here. Awesome. Biographies. Yeah, lots of, we're working on scroll groups for this. So we got that horizontal scroll, the vertical scroll. Great job. This is like a whole app right here. Amazing. Love it. And maybe just one or two more to look at. This one's by RF. Popular places. Cool. In the spirit of, you know, everything's virtual these days. That's why we did this virtual 360 sort of design. All right, so the Louvre. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Louvre, I think. Not cultured enough, I guess. All right, cool. Got bookmark, minimize. Oh, that's a good idea. It looks like your points, though, kind of moved around a bit. That would be my only feedback on that one. But great job. Yeah, we got scroll groups and everything. All right, guys, that's about all the time that I have left for today, unfortunately. But be sure to post your designs in Discord, and I'll give you guys feedback over there. And don't go anywhere, because in about 5 minutes, we've got Doodle Therapy with Alice Lee and Ryan Putnam. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow again at 2 p.m. Pacific. Bye, everyone.